We're actually live on Podbean as well. Yay. Look
All
at
right.
us go.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, so what I was saying, and I'll say it here again, I did not give those things we did for Brooks, who was nice enough to come on our show last week, any kind of attention.
Oh, it's not working on the microphone.
No?
Nope.
Oh,
Hear how
dope.
low it is?
I do. You gotta mute that tab though. So, well, nobody's here yet, so we can keep fooling around. Yeah, I can hear it. Yeah, it actually sounded better here than it did over there. So, sounds like it's working. La 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 la.
Check one.
See, we're all professionals
No,
here.
it's not working on there.
No,
Mm-mm.
this. Well, wait, that's this guy, right? I mean, I can hear that coming through here. You know that, right? Like I can hear Facebook
Yeah, I can
Live.
hear it too.
So something's working. We're just doing our little special on how to run a podcast.
Check, check. Check. Check, check. Check.
Yeah,
Oh, there it is.
It's
Okay.
coming through.
All right.
There you are.
Anyway,
Yeah. So
did you hear Gene Simmons has COVID-19 and Paul Stanley had it first? He gave it to him apparently.
yeah, I heard that. Yeah, I didn't hear
Canceled
that.
a bunch of shows.
I just heard Gene did. I didn't see any news about it. I just kind of heard something very quickly go flying by. But yeah, it's just flying around everywhere. And they
They're both vaccinated, so hopefully. Well, I know Paul got pretty sick though, but I mean they're in that upper age echelon too.
yeah, it's going to depend on if it's look, they lived hard lives.
No, they didn't.
They lived harder than me.
No, they didn't.
Shut
What do you
up.
mean because they worked harder?
They worked harder. Yeah, they worked hard hours. They said they traveled around. I mean, that takes a toll
I
on you.
guess it's not like drugs or alcohol.
No, but I mean, like I'm talking like those guys are like how old now? They got to be upper 60s. Yeah,
69 and 71, I think.
There you go. So
Hey, Patty.
hey, so basically, they're traveling around, they're working a lot, they're doing a lot of stuff. That'll take it out of you, man.
I guess I don't know.
And they're just older. They're generically older. Excuse me, sorry. That's just so damn good.
I ran into my friend Matt Porter this weekend. He does the a Kiss pod called the Kiss Room, and we had a little brief chat about all this while we didn't know about Gene at that point. We both figured he would get it because they share microphones occasionally.
Yeah.
And so we were chatting about it, and apparently on his page it got very political, and he had to like dump a bunch of people off his page that were making things out of it that were untrue, which is sad. I don't know why that has to happen, but
it just what it is. Honestly, it's because of
and I won't say which way it was going or what was happening. It just,
no, it doesn't matter. It's all the same.
It just got stupid, and he had to, as he said, kick the stupid people off.
It's because assholes like us who just have all this information spewing out there with no editorial process. It's like I was talking about this with the kid the other day because, just like why is everybody so tense? Why is all this bullshit out? It's because there's like I could write a book. And I could pick any subject that I have no experience with and write a book about it. And it would be complete conjecture and shit. And who's going to stop me? Because I could self-publish it. I could sell it on Amazon and it looks like a legitimate book. And then you have websites and then you have podcasts like these two losers you're listening to. And where's Doc? We should be 3 losers here. But he's got stuff to do, I'm sure.
And at this point, he's got a lot to do.
Yeah. Yeah, there's just so much crap out there, and there's nobody to kind of filter out the garbage, and everybody's a troll. Everybody just wants there's so many people that like to cause trouble and start fights. I mean, you and I know people like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it just sucks. Everybody has to argue about stuff. I don't want to argue about shit.
It's well,
I admire your honesty.
Yeah, but so I'm waiting for more people to show up or some people to show up because I've got something that I do want to do tonight. I'm going to wait.
Your honesty.
Well, that's horrifying. but I'll wait a little bit for that.
That's right.
Jesus. Doc actually had something to talk about, but I'll wait till Grandpa Doc has another grandchild, so he may be late or asleep or I don't know, buried under little kids. I don't know how that works yet. So
What have we got here? A fucking comedian.
Jesus Christ. I love the new toy.
What do you know about toys?
My God.
What? Did you summon me?
No. That's the other one.
Oh, I'm the only one that matters here.
How's it going, Satan?
Very good.
Yeah. Well, are you?
I am. It's the best time I've had in about 100 years.
What happened 100 years ago? Oh, Spanish influenza.
Yes.
Gotcha.
And then there were 2 world wars.
Yeah, they were kind of cool.
Now I have fools dying everywhere.
Well, isn't that's good for us, bad for you?
No, I take their souls.
Do you want their souls?
I want everyone's soul.
Even worthless ones like that?
Yes.
Okay.
It's like Bitcoin mining.
Ah, I heard that take a dive too.
Yes. It's good to be back.
Yeah, why are you even on a show like this?
I don't know. Somebody summoned me.
You got to start somewhere.
I did hear some people were typing Beetlejuice 3 times recently.
That summons you?
Occasionally, I make an appearance on those things.
Gotcha. What is close to Halloween? You're going to get that a lot now, especially from us.
It is a great holiday.
Yeah. We already. In fact, we got busted working on some Halloween stuff by the guy across the street.
What did he say to you?
He came over and asked if he could buy or borrow some sheet metal.
Why would he ask such a stupid question?
No. I was like, I don't have it. It's the one thing I don't have in my garage. But then he looked around. He's like, well,
Oddly, we're having bleed through and you're getting some of my voice.
I know, it's kind of freaking me out. Your evil is pervasive. It pervades the room. Well, that's disturbing.
My balls are so big with this.
Oh?
Yes.
This
It's like 2 basketballs.
That sounds awful.
It just depends.
On what? If you're sitting or running?
The depends don't fit with the basketballs.
Yeah, that would be a problem.
At my age,
That's a lot.
sometimes you need a little extra coverage.
Yeah, that was horrifying too.
But you get the nasty end.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, hey, Hobo Chillin', what's up?
I gotta go.
All right, well, thanks for coming, Sam.
That was weird.
Yeah, it happens. We've done it by accident. We've done it on purpose, but maybe next time we'll do it on purpose. So
That's neat.
good Lord, man, God Almighty. So what's over here now? All right. So I've got something to show you.
Easy, fella.
Not that,
Okay.
but let's see. Let me do this right. I got to get this set up.
Have you planned your New Year's Eve yet?
I don't know what's going on with that.
I will plan it for you.
I know, but
This year, New Year's Eve, you can go to the Water Tower in Oaks. Hosted by Jonathan Leffler Sr., otherwise known as the
Nice.
Mighty Hawkeye.
Oh, hey,
He's
cool.
having a band. They're called Old School.
I've heard of those guys.
www.oldschoolrocksphilly.com.
Oh yeah, it's on my shirt.
Isn't that cool?
Weird. That is very
Just
cool.
thought I'd throw that out there.
That's very nice.
It's never too early to plan.
No, not at all. I actually went to I told you I went to the diner the other day,
Mm-hmm.
yesterday actually, to check it out. It's really nice.
Did you see the lights?
I saw the lights. I saw the setup. The guy, I don't know. It's the other guy, I guess, that works with him, with Mike at.
Well, he left Samash.
What's his name?
Um,
Oh, I put you on the spot. I'm sorry.
damn it.
Well, damn it came over to our table, and
Bob, John, Rock,
sure,
Flip.
he's a really nice guy.
Hello,
He-
Denise.
He came over to say hi, and he saw I was actually wearing this, and he came by and he's like, "They're playing here next week." I'm like, "Yeah, I know. I came to scout the place because we're gonna come to the show." I said, and he's like, "Well, you got to tell people." I'm like, "I shared it today. I threw a bunch of stuff out. I'm telling everybody who lives in King of Prussia, if you don't go to the show, move."
It should be a pretty interesting event.
Yeah. It's a really nice place. I mean, it's got like a little bit of a cafe /
KOP
Bonnie Rocks
Diner.
kind of look.
Yeah.
At KOP Diner.
Bonnie Rocks. When were you at Bonnie's?
Back in the early 90s?
Were you really?
Yeah. Yeah, down in Atco, right? Yeah.
I used to play there all the time.
Yeah, I used to go to Bonnie's. I actually painted a bathroom like Bonnie's once. It didn't work out real well. But I like what they did. It like,
The singer from Rat Rod used to play at Bonnie's all the time.
everybody played at Bonnie's. It was one of those places everybody went to. You wanted to go see a metal show, go to Bonnie's. One of the places you go to, but no, I mean, I went down there. There was a band playing it was like an acoustic set, a guy and a girl, and you guys are going to blow the roof off that place. It's going to be nice.
We'll be as loud as they make us.
Yep.
That's how that works.
It was nice. What I could see they had set up looked really good.
Well, it's one of Mike's, our drummer's PA systems. He sold it to him.
Then that guy was telling me, he goes, you know, Mike the drummer? I'm like, yes. I was drinking his rum just this weekend. It was like he was saying like, yeah, he did. I'm like, yeah.
Who runs the board?
Nobody was running a board. It was an acoustic set. I think they were just going off little amps. Yeah, it wasn't a lot. So, but it's a nice bar. I didn't really go there, but that's my plan. I'm going to go to the bar. So if anybody cares, because I'm going to get there probably about 8:15 just before you start.
Is that next Friday or Saturday?
Next Friday, I believe.
Okay.
I did talk to our mega fan Tammy, who thought it was this Friday, and I had to break her heart and tell her no, it's next Friday.
No, I'll be mowing the lawn Friday night.
Yeah. Well, if we're not bailing out the
I'll
basement,
still be mowing the lawn.
Yeah, maybe swimming in the lawn. I don't know.
Yep,
it's all good. I don't care. But
domestic life.
Yeah, that's one of those weirdest things about like when I first started seeing you guys at Old School and watching you guys, you particularly play, because you're out there being Mr. Rockstar and you're playing like a rock star and you're going completely berserk. And I'm like, holy shit, this guy's legitimate. And then I see you out there in, your hat and your shorts mowing the lawn. I'm like, can't handle this. But normal. I've gotten used to it now.
I don't have servants.
Yeah.
I do have my wife.
I miss having servants. I never had servants.
I shouldn't say that.
I was kind of horrified to find, I told you, my kid came back, went down the shore with my dad and his wife. She came back and said that her and the other little girl had upset the butlers. I'm like, you had butlers? You had more than one butler? You had a butler and then you had another butler?
Yes.
But I've never had a butler. Well, I'm going to do this now. I don't care. So give me a second. I'm going to set this up.
What do you mean?
It's going to take me a moment.
What are you doing?
I'll show you. I got to get the right music playing.
Out front by my house, by the walkway.
This is the right music. So this is something that I thought you would like.
Okay.
But I got to wait for the music to be at the right cue. Almost. Here it is.
Sounds Wagnerian.
No. Open it up.
All right, it's some kind of DVD or CD or something. Oh my God. 350?
I think they duplicate a lot, but it's all the episodes of Chicken Man. And if you don't have that, here it is on a thumb drive.
This has a CD drive.
Okay. All right.
That's going to be interesting.
Now, I did listen to a few when I was putting them on that thing in case you needed that. Your codecs may play it better than mine. They were ripped off. I don't know what.
Probably somebody taped it on their,
It's a little dodgy, but you get, if you can't find them.
I have all of the Tick on DVD.
Yeah.
And somebody it's off a VHS player and it's,
Cartoon Tick?
Yes.
Did you see the
I saw both.
The Prime Tick?
Yes.
No. Brooks is here. Hey, Brooks.
Tell him again.
Tell him yell at me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll let him come on. Then he can tell me I'm a bad person because I didn't get him his stuff, and I should have. But it was a very busy week.
I just want to apologize ahead of time, folks. I took a muscle relaxer last night, and I'm feeling like a marshmallow.
What the hell's a marshmallow feel like?
Fluffy, gooey,
Gross.
all day. All day. I had a muscle
Oh, man.
cramp in my neck. So I'm trying to get
Marshmallow
Hey.
for gonna
There
keep
he
it a
is.
bean.
There he is.
What's poppin', boys? Boys. I was gonna say boys and girls. What's poppin', boys?
We'd have girls here, but they've met us.
Well, let's see what he sounds like.
Okay. Wait a minute.
Where's that at?
What are you doing? New board. We're playing.
Oh boy.
This one?
No.
Yeah, this is it. Let's see if he starts talking.
All right, go ahead. Say something, Brooks.
Like offensive or not?
That's good right there.
Jesus Christ. This is brutal.
That's what happens when you give monkeys technology.
Sounds like Cookie Puss.
I like that.
Definitely, those words never came out of my mouth.
Those did.
I wonder. Do you even know what Cookie Puss is?
I don't know if I want to know.
No, it's not
It
that bad.
was something totally legit
Oh.
down here. But it was
Oh,
multiple state. There was a place called Carvel Ice Cream Cakes, and they
Mhm.
advertised locally on our UHF channels. And the owner would get on. He franchised, but he had like 50 of these Carvel ice cream places.
Right.
And he would
Right.
get on and he'd be like,
Hey, kids, you know what you need? You need to come down to Carvel Ice Cream Cakes and get some Carvel cakes for your next party.
Or I'll murder your whole family.
and they would be like, one of our favorites is Cookie Puss, and he'd put on the thing and he'd come on like this, and he'd go,
Cookie Puss. It's the best cake ever.
oh my god.
it was crazy. I mean, it was like it was on the same station they played the Monkees episodes on, and let's see, it was McHale's Navy at lunchtime, followed by Hogan's Heroes.
All those things where it's like, you don't have a job, so watch our commercials.
And then they had like trucking commercials, and mixed in with that would be another commercial for like mirrored living rooms.
Yeah, they were awesome.
Roman Arch Byzantine, get yours now. Be the hit of the neighborhood.
Your house a piece of shit? Make it look like a bigger piece of
And
shit.
now Carvel ice cream cake.
Hey, kids. Cookie Puss.
I'm not that
What
fast.
the fuck? What a weird marketing tool. I mean, it works.
Yeah, it was like a cake that was talking to you.
I'll see if I can find it.
It was pretty scary. Hey, Doc, congratulations, I guess.
Hey, yeah, thank you.
It's cold blooded.
I assume he's really busy.
What are we congratulating?
He,
I have a
just-
beautiful
number 3.
granddaughter now.
Oh, shit.
The old guy show continues in all of its happiness.
I bring the youth to the show. I bring the youth.
Yes. We were the youth gone wild, but now we're the old farts gone wild.
I feel
The old fart's going mild.
Here's the Carvel commercial. That's funky. Found a disco Carvel commercial.
That was a personal attack. My goodness.
You found a porno Carvel commercial.
Absolutely.
This is Cookie Pussy. Dude, that's Fudgy the Whale. That's not Cookie Puss. All right, seriously, this is creeping me out. Oh, was that like targeted?
Carvel ice cream is a special ice cream machine that Carvel manufactures. That's right.
Turn that off.
Carvel.
Manufactured by store owners and their families. That's right. Carvel ice cream is made with Carvel's special secret formula ingredients.
It's called
That's
sperm.
right, too. And it's made fresh. It's made without an air pump. It's heavier in weight. It is fresher than any commercial ice cream in the United States. Isn't that a big statement? But that is Carvel, and we must say it. Thank you.
There's a whole bunch of them.
Summer is here.
Jesus Christ.
The participating Carvel ice cream dealer is busy making fresh sherbet and ice cream combinations in a deluxe Sunday
Oh, this
dinner.
guy. I don't want to hear the. I want to hear the one.
You think in the summertime
I can't
that we
control.
wouldn't run
Fucking thing.
a special sale on these beautiful summer flavors, but we do. Your participating Carvel dealer will give you buy one, get one free on the deluxe Sunday dinner. See how good
I
it
want to
is?
get one free. Shit, I'm there.
On a Sunday dinner? Holy shit.
I don't even know what planet this guy's from.
Here it is.
Fresh daily at participating Carvel ice cream stores. I can make a children's birthday party
Why is he
out of
floating in
this world
space?
because I'm a celestial person.
This is from
and I love
1978.
children's talk. And at Carvel, we have lots of custom decorated shapes and designs for birthdays.
Now, would you like to send one to a friend? Please call the toll-free number that you see listed here.
What the fuck?
Most major credit cards. Thank you.
But not that stinking American Express. It won't
St.
catch on.
Patrick's Day, your Carvel store has
Oh my God, that's loud.
Cookie O'Puss. You know, that's Cookie Puss, but he's dressed up like an Irishman.
It's Cookie Puss,
And
but
then
more
we have
racist.
Huggy O'Bear. Up like an Irishman, too. They're made as cakes. They're just absolutely beautiful.
It's not racist. It's Irish.
Quality fresh Carvel ice cream.
If you're gonna die on a hill.
It's a racist Carvel ice cream cake commercial.
But was I exaggerating about his voice? I mean,
Hey, kids. I'm Jim's father. You better buy this fucking cake.
Well, it's not even that gruff. It's just like weird. Like he's had a stroke from drinking too much.
that's my grandpa you're talking about.
He sounds like
I
he's
smoked
stuck
17
in like the
packs of cigarettes.
60s.
Oh my God.
Those commercials from the 80s and the 70s.
Yeah, I'm guessing that one where it's floating in space was after
That was
Star
the
Wars.
80s.
Yeah.
That was definitely the early.
Oh my
Makes
God.
sense.
It's 1983.
And the pussy strikes back.
I think there was.
We could be on to a very successful and very financial porno, if we're gonna be
Oh
honest.
yeah.
Pussy Strikes Back. All we need is a good squirter, and we're good.
In the 80s.
They were the
And every time there was, and we had a porn room there, and every time there was like a hit movie, about 4 or 5 months after, there would be a porn movie with a variation on the title.
like On Golden Blonde.
Yes. I forget, Romancing the Bone for
Romancing
Romancing
the
the
Bone,
Stone.
yeah.
You know.
Star Wars.
Romancing the bone.
Yeah.
Those were the best days of my life.
Yeah, I can't even remember. They were just so bad.
I have my first tattoo idea. Let's go.
I'm just thinking of Cookie O'Puss and just like thinking of the horror. You can... What are you doing?
Again, if we go with the porno,
Presentation.
Christ. Yes.
if we go with the porno, we could sell like an ice cream companion to it. If we're gonna be honest.
I wanted to get
your
a
cookie puss
a
now.
pitch shifter forever. We used to play with one before. It's like you can never be as filthy as with a pitch shifted voice.
And this is like, I think this thing's like 10 years old. It's old technology.
Yeah, it's nice though. It's a little thing, you know, it's all kind of cool. It works.
Hey, man. $135 to the old eBay and the not the jungle site. Yeah. Somebody just drove a lawnmower past.
Jesus Christ.
Seriously. What the fuck was that?
That's just Norristown. I remember when I was a little kid, we used to watch like dragsters go by. The place is crazy.
How much is that in Boston, thankfully?
What's that?
No, there's nowhere to drive in Boston. It's like the size of a dime.
Oh, it's awful.
No, Philly's got parts like that too, like down in Old City where
But
the
when you're-
streets are
when you're
super
on-
narrow.
I don't know if I should say, if it's called this Boston proper, like the main part of Boston, where what you think of as Boston, not South
Yeah.
Boston. Or,
Exactly.
it's tiny. There's no real. The biggest streets are about a block and a half long, and then they get bisected or something. Am I right?
Yeah. They're awful. They're so bad. It's like pulling teeth. Like I said, like I take the train to my full-time job because I refuse to buy a car in this goddamn city. Like there's no reason to.
I love it there. I mean,
What a psycho.
I'm still embarrassed. Our town has a road called Long Road, and it's about 100 feet long.
That's.
I'm like, was this different back in the day?
It was probably a joke.
No, it was probably
Well,
dangerous.
there's a road not far from here called 40-foot Road that's about 6 miles long.
Yeah, they're dicks.
And then there's Old 40-foot Road. Just in case you
so
missed
confusing.
the first one.
It's not as confusing as Jersey, though. I asked somebody one time, like, why does Jersey have the worst roads in the universe? And they finally told me it's because
Sand.
The mafia. When the mafia built the roads, they got paid by like the mile, so that's why on ramps fly out such That's why there's all these.
What?
Better be careful who you're talking about, man.
That's okay. My dad will fix it. He's kind of Italian.
Kind of Italian.
That's wild. I wonder if that has anything to do like towards Boston too, because like our exits fucking blow in Boston. Excuse my French. Okay, good. They fucking blow. The exits suck. Taking the Mass Pike is like pulling teeth. I'd rather.
I'm watching Ray Donovan right now, so you're getting there.
Watch it.
I'm on season 3.
Christ. No, I like
So like
Texas was actually scary.
Who's there?
They have the roads that like for no reason a ramp goes up about 200 feet in the air, and then it comes down in the middle of a flat plain.
That's fucked up.
In a desert, and I'm like, what the hell's that for?
Yes, hi.
Like, it's not like you're going over a river or there's anything there.
There was a
It's
train
just,
there at one time.
what was it, like 200 feet high?
They were planning it.
It was like a boat coming through.
We're gonna put.
Yeah.
What we're gonna do is we're gonna put a train in there, boy.
Fucking.
Got to get over that. You got to get over. What up there on the hump. And
It was.
You got a
scary.
point.
It was weird.
Hey Pat, what's up, man? I didn't see you there.
Was that?
I'm saying hi to Pat.
No, not you.
Who?
Brooks.
What?
Oh, correct.
What were you saying? Oh. Sorry, I had to have some wrong. Okay.
But no, I want to circle back to your point where you said like the roads are kind of, they said bullshit because of mob and shit. I wonder if, Boston kind of has the same kind of thing going on. Like just recently, I think like 2 years ago, maybe 3 now, because, the forgotten pandemic year. I think it's probably 3 years now. But they were still uncovering bodies that Whitey Bulger buried.
What the hell, Satan? Yeah, oh no, I don't doubt it. The East Coast is a weird place. Like,
it's weird.
I remember
It's
when
no different than in Vegas.
Yeah, it is. I was looking at,
Bury all the bodies.
It's fair. It's fair.
Stop that. No, I was looking at a county map of the United States, and it's funny here. They're all different kind. Usually they follow like creeks and shit, and then you move out to like the Midwest, and everything's a square, little tiny squares and rectangles.
What else are they gonna do?
Well, then, yeah, but it's just weird. It's as
I think I'm gonna build a road over there.
As time went on, they tried to change
I think I'm gonna build a road over there. Just make sure it's straight. All right, we'll make sure yours is straight, and then we'll have a crisscross, and then Bob can put one on the other side and let's make a box. That sounds good.
Or you'll get a musketoon up your ass.
That's right.
Yeah.
Tell you what.
But then you go out to like the mountain, and it's bigger squares and shit. But then you go out to like the west, and it's the freaking counties are bigger than states over here.
Yeah.
And you've been out. I mean, I've been out in like the deserts of California. And it's like those old movies where you see like Last Gas for 4,000 miles or whatever. That shit's real.
Yeah, it's real. Well, Vegas,
Massachusetts is notorious for being so close between its states. I did a road trip. I had a wedding I had to go to in Ohio, and it was in Columbus. Just fine. I got into New York super quick. I mean, we border New York with Pittsfield. Like, I got right into New York. I'm like, let's go. Like, we're going to be there in no time.
Nah.
Needless to say, it was a long time. And then I finally got to Ohio. And then my Massachusetts brain kicked back on. I was like, oh, let's go. I was like, I'm in Cleveland right now. I was like, I'm going to be in Columbus in a heartbeat.
Cleveland rocks.
Nope.
3 hours in Ohio, and I wanted to blow my brains out. I was like, this wedding isn't even worth it. I hope they get divorced.
No, time slows in Ohio. As soon as you cross the
border,
good. We're going to make you suffer as long as we can.
I don't understand how people can live in Ohio. Does that place even really exist? I don't even remember going. I don't think that place really exists.
I don't think it does, because everybody I know from Ohio says Ohio, so maybe it's a whole different place. I don't know.
We're just missing out on the experience.
I just remember I went to Sandusky, and I'm like, where the fuck is that? And they're like, oh, it's around like Michigan. It's got this big amusement park. Blah, 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 blah.
Oh, yeah. I've heard about that place.
Yeah. Well, at the end of the night, we wound up, I don't know. We were there for 2 days. The end of the first night, we wound up at a gay bar. The next morning, my leg was burning because I walked through a rose bush. It was a weird time. No. Nope.
I would also be careful throwing around the name Sandusky and saying you're going to him, because a lot of people will probably ask if you've been inappropriately touched.
I don't think so, but you never know.
I was going to ask if you were inappropriately touched.
We did.
Who the fuck said that?
we had a meeting at work, and it was like, we're in the meeting, and some guy's like, "Yeah, we're going to go to Club X. Jim, you'll like that. Ha ha ha."
Don't fuck with me again.
And I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" So I look it up, and it's like this fabulous gay bar, and I'm like, "Oh, that's funny."
Are you a Peter
The
Pepper?
Blue Oyster.
So yeah, basically. So when we got there, we're there with like the client, my boss, training woman who was shell shocked enough that she was with all these guys, and all these other like people in my company. So we went on a boat. We went out to Putin Bay, which is actually a really cool place.
Putin Bay?
Putin.
Are you sure?
Yes. And so I got fabulously drunk out there. Like was trying to like hook my boss up with some blonde chick at this one kiosk. He was not happy, and we get back, and everybody's like standing there on the dock. I'm like, "So we going to that bar?" Everybody's like, "Yeah, whatever." I'm like, "No, seriously, it's right there. I mapped it. You want to go?" And they're like, "It's a gay bar." I'm like, "I don't care."
Vladimir
Putin. Got alcohol.
Yeah. I'm like, so we go in, right?
Vladimir Putin.
Place is full of chicks. I mean, just wall to wall women.
Mm-hmm.
So we walk in the door, and my one friend's like, "Wow, look at all the women." And he honest to God, I'm not making this up. The guy goes, "Ladies," and they all left.
And that's nothing new.
No.
Fucking room out. Yeah, because now they're not safe. So they all left. And then I'm like, "God damn it." So I go over to the bar, I get a beer, I turn around, my friend's like, hey, there's guys over there. We're going to play them. We're going to play pool. You want to play pool? We're going to play them. I'm like, "What are the stakes?" I'm like, you know where we are, right? I mean,
We're at a gay bar.
Stop it.
So we went over, and like every single thing out of my mouth became like some horrifying innuendo. I'm like, I just can't get in the. Oh, I just scratched. Fuck.
It's
my balls just start. Fuck. So like, I just stopped talking. I'm like, there's nothing I can say here. It's not going to bother me. And everybody was really, really nice. So I went into the men's room, and it was like CBGB's toilet. It was a shithole. It was bad. I'm like, people fucking here. So
that's nothing new.
So I went in, and I take a piss, and I've never ever pissed in a full straddle, almost balls on the floor, trying to hold the door shut with the other foot. And so I got done.
The lawyers call it.
I came outside, and nobody's there. It's like the bartender and like two stray gay dudes. And I'm like, what the
fuck?
For the bartender, I'm like, "Yeah, hi, can I get a beer?" And whatever. And I was like, "Where'd everybody go?" He's like, "You see that door in there?" I'm like, "In the back?" He's like, "Yeah, they went in there." I'm like,
Touch it.
My dad told me about places like this. I never figured out how he knew, but okay.
Let's come together.
Yeah. So I very slowly walked, cracked the door, and it goes outside. I went outside, and all the people I work with that were there still, and all these other people were there. And they're just sitting
return for money.
They're sitting out in the yard in chairs, just hanging it out. And it was a lot of fun. They're actually really nice. I was actually surprised they didn't like.
Who's they?
The people that frequent the bar.
Oh my God, you sound so bad.
No, because no. The reason I'm talking about this, the people that go there, that's their bar, and we just walk in and like.
You could just say the bar patrons.
Well, yeah, I could.
Yeah, what do you mean those people?
The fags who were at the bar. Jesus Christ.
Somebody's gonna.
There we go. Right to the fucking point. Jesus Christ.
What the hell?
And he's worried about a racist cookie puss cake.
I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm the people that fucking frequent the bar. We go to Screwballs. We're those people. We go there. God damn it. You're all a bunch of freaks. But, everybody was out there, and they were nothing but nice. And I was thinking, like,
Stop laughing at me.
Kind of a dick move for us to just come in here with, like, 10 people, and like that might make them uncomfortable. Like, I never even thought of that.
Pardon me.
You were expecting the Blue Oyster.
Very nice. It was a lot of fun. They were very cool people, and they were very welcoming.
Those people was very funny and nice to me. I appreciated every one of them.
But when those people are heterosexual, they don't seem to be as nice.
All of a sudden, he's fucking Archie Bunker over there.
For fuck's sake.
We actually have a similar. So same thing. We're at that wedding in Ohio, and my buddy and I, like, we weren't invited. It was one sort of stupid dinner. I think it was like with the family. Like, I wasn't gonna go anyways.
Quiz.
Nope, not what I was gonna. Well, technically, what I was gonna get at. And so him and I are at the hotel. We're like, I mean, I don't want to buy beer from the hotel. Like, it's going to be a fucking $12 beer. Yeah. I don't want to do that. Like, there's
$12
got to be a bar around here. So we take a little bit of a walk, find the first closest bar. Like, let's go. We order our drinks. We're sitting there having a good time. I think it was him who brought it up. He's like, there are no chicks in this bar. Like,
See, I would think it wasn't a gay bar then, because chicks love those places.
Exactly. And so that's what I was like, okay. And so then we're sitting there and I turn around and there's one of those, like, classic Bud signs. And under it is a rainbow flag. I was like, oh no. You've got to be kidding me. It's like, we have just accidentally walked into a gay bar. It's like, not that there's anything wrong with that. I don't care.
No, it's just.
But that's not really my scene. And then it took us 2 hours to find another bar where I was charged $13 for a beer. So I wanted to kill myself.
We're going back to that bar and drinking cheap.
I would have stayed.
Exactly.
But that was the whole point of the story before I got all sidelined with being like a homophobe. Was these people that everybody gives shit to were the nicest people, and they were like completely welcoming to us. Where if you go down, I go down to the place down the street here.
Oh, look out!
Where I've lived for like 12 years, and people look at me like, "Who the fuck are you?"
They're assholes.
You in here? Don't you?
That's because they know you.
Bar every day, and those kids every Frank. Frank's not here. You're not allowed to sit in his seat. I don't give a shit. He'll be here soon. That's Frank's seat.
Okay, ma'am, I'm sorry.
Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out.
Yeah, that's the kind of crap. I mean, I've gone down there and they're like ladies
This
who are
is like in the middle of the suburbs.
like grandmothers.
Houses cost over $400,000 here, and people are acting like that.
Yeah, like people
God.
not like Doc, like he's a young granddad, but like people in like their 70s are down there drunk as fuck, banging on the thing and touching the bartender's boobs. And
I like boobies.
They're women. I'm talking about women, man. It's weird.
What the fuck?
The women touching boobies?
Yeah, some crazy old lady down there. She's like, I touched her boobs.
You know, you've got a big mouth, you know?
Sorry, but I didn't give out names. I didn't know any. There's one part of the bar I never like to sit at because that's where the regulars go. And I think that's why if you sit there, they look at you like, I know you.
You've got the documents.
You're that son of a bitch sits on his porch and gives me shit when I drive by. Like,
But they deserve the shit when they drive by. So I mean,
it's the guy in the contractor van who. Yeah, fuck him. I don't care. The guy, he comes home at like 8 o'clock every night. He drives past my house coming back. He's at that place almost all day.
He is there.
And the joke is,
I
like,
think he has a secondary office.
We'd be sitting there like, drinking like beer and rum and all kinds of stuff on our porch. And he goes by, we're drunk as shit, and we're like, I guess happy hour's over. Yeah, he glares a lot.
He's revving up his motorcycle coming back. Oh, here it comes.
Jesus, sounds like the gig I played this weekend.
Yeah, that was cool. We got to see not only a stripper on a pole who was she was like 9.5 feet tall.
Yep.
I was distracted by the bruises on her ass cheeks.
Did you see the dinosaur? You took a picture of it.
Well, yeah, and she was dry humping a dinosaur. I mean, how often do you see an Amazon stripper dry hump a dinosaur? We got to see that this weekend.
I see it all the time.
I guess you do. We got to live that, yeah. I had to take a picture of then the dinosaur went up on the stripper.
Did you have any of the moonshine that would smell like cotton candy?
No, nobody offered me any moonshine. Damn it, although somebody tried talking to me.
They gave it to me after I slammed my head with the guitar.
Oh, you lucky bastard.
No. It wasn't a good night.
There was some woman, whatever, was trying to talk to me. And
oh my God, what a brutal scene.
Yeah, I blew her off to go. I didn't pay any attention. She could have been 12. She could have been 103. I have no idea. But like, I totally blew her off to go see Sue getting a tattoo. Like,
in other words,
you got actual entertainment.
She was the one that was buffing the pole down on where I was standing all night.
You went in the tattoo booth.
Yeah,
I wanted to go in there.
Did you see her tattoo?
Yeah, it's like her whole arm. I'm surprised she wasn't sitting there like scratching like a drug addict.
He did that quickly. It took like a couple of hours. I mean, he really burned through it. The guy's really, really good.
Well, I didn't get one.
I'd give him a plug, but I have no idea who you are. I should have taken a card.
I'm not allowed to get a tattoo unless I go with my wife because we're going to get it together.
I don't know anything I want.
But she didn't come to the gig, so.
I don't know what to say because I ain't never talked to no door before.
It was interesting. I liked it. I like that place. It's different. Different. Yeah, that's the word I would use. Different. It's always different. I want to almost want to like get a
I'm
membership.
sure we'll be there. No. If you get a membership there, we're getting a goddamn camper or something.
Do a live show there.
We should.
I want you to be on my team.
The problem, I was thinking about getting a digital, like a DAT recorder, and just taking it to your gigs and like talking to people and stuff. And
Like when Howard did the thing at the Hard Rock.
Yep.
Sure.
Yep.
No, you should absolutely do that. If you're kind of like not so much in the music world, like that's why I started my podcast, was because I couldn't make beats, I couldn't rap, I couldn't even write. So I started my podcast because I could have talked.
Yeah.
Bam.
Yeah. He
Bring a mic.
Fun stuff, and I just stand around and like.
Well, thanks a lot.
Yep.
Don't get late.
Let's see what happened to me at this gig. My amp was cutting out intermittently because there was too much power being drawn from the generator. So until I had to hit the lights myself to figure out what was wrong.
That hamster gave its
I hit myself in the head with a guitar, got a lump the size of New York in the front of my head.
How the fuck did you do that?
I ripped the guitar off me violently as I tried to get back to the lights.
Oh, that makes sense.
Because who else was doing it? Nobody. Everybody's just standing there looking at me like.
I rushed the stage at one point.
What? Wow, that doesn't sound good. Something's not right. I wonder why his guitar doesn't sound right. What do you think? I don't know. That doesn't sound right.
Why is it all dark?
Why are all the lights going dim?
Well, I told you I was in the bathroom and the lights were dimming every time you guys played.
Yeah.
Like it was like the light in the bathroom was like flashing to the beat.
So just so people understand, it was his campground and they had power there.
Apparently not enough power.
Let's be real. It's a gun.
We brought some extra stuff. They said, if you guys could bring extra lights, that would be great. So I brought the arsenal of LED and laser lights that I possess. And then my drummer brought moving headlights, which are those things that twist and turn and move all over the place. And then he brought a hazer machine, which is a giant smoke machine. It's about the size of a small dog. And that thing was draining the generator.
The hazer did.
I think it was the hazer because I think it's like 900 watts, maybe 1,200 watts. And I had mine hooked up too, which is 1,200 watts. Oh, God.
Yeah, that'll do it.
So anyway, at that point, it was, getting a little sketchy.
I'm gonna but it was cool. It was fun. People doing weird stuff. And they had stripper poles anybody could use. And God, anybody did.
I missed a lot of that. Was there any nudity on the trip? No.
Just the stripper.
That's probably after we left.
But yeah. We didn't even get to watch the stripper like give that kid his 21st birthday present because we were breaking down.
We were tearing down the set.
Yeah. But
always a bridesmaid,
I know
never a bride.
She came down the pole upside down, did a headstand, and then like put her toes.
That was the bruised girl.
Yeah, and her ass cheeks were bruised. I'm like, it just wrecks it for me.
Yeah, well, you have to wonder what those bruises are from.
All of a sudden, instead of just objectifying her, I felt kind of bad for her.
Thank you.
There goes that lawnmower.
Excuse me, must have been that beam. But it was cool. I liked it.
I had fun.
I imagine you would. So, the hell just happened? Oh, now I'm alone. Jesus.
Oh, I'm still here.
I'm back.
I was scared for a minute.
I'm back as well. I just had to use the bathroom, and I didn't think you guys wanted to hear that.
What's that?
I said I'm back as well. I just had to use the bathroom, and I don't think you guys wanted to hear that.
That would be inappropriate.
Exactly.
Yes.
Family first, baby.
It's all good.
Even my breathing sounds deep.
Ew. Yeah, now it's just getting creepy, dude. Oh, for fuck's sake. Enough.
Oh,
exactly
shit, it
what I wanted to
overflowed.
avoid.
The fuck was that?
Let me start by telling you that I think
You got to stop taking narcotics, man. Seriously.
Yeah, you just got to start.
And it's cyclobenzatrine. That stuff's like nothing.
Well, for me, it's like the world of death.
That stuff just kept me alive when I took it.
Oh my God. It was
the weirdest narcotic I ever, I never really took a whole lot. Like I didn't even know cyclobenzatrine was a narcotic, but I have taken that.
It ruined me.
what messed me up, like I can't do Percocet because it makes me stop breathing, and that's unfortunate.
I don't even like that stuff. Does nothing to me.
It doesn't do anything but make me not breathe. So
maybe it did what it was supposed to. Maybe my teeth, where they were, that it didn't hurt as much.
The one thing that I hated was oh fuck, what's that stuff House used to take? Damn, I always forget it.
Acid.
What's that?
Acid.
No, god damn it. Begins with a D, I thought.
Zemetrol.
Dope.
No, we stop asking me that, please. Christ almighty
I
me.
could go the other way.
He doesn't do that. He just goes to gay bars.
So you cannot contaminate the rest of the world.
I was wrong. It's Vicodin.
Vicodin.
It's a V, not a D.
I know. I don't remember. I told you I didn't remember what the fuck it was.
Same sound, different feel.
When I took,
he's definitely thinking of gay bars still. If he's taking the D over the V.
That's just what I was going to say.
I don't want to take Vicodin, okay? No, I took it.
The finger banging, old Mary Jane Rottentrot through her pretty pink panties are over.
Okay.
Over.
No, like I took Vicodin for 3 days and it did nothing. Like when I broke my leg, it did dick. I mean, I was back to work. I was walking.
There you
on
go
crutches.
again.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
See,
I'm the homophobe. And I'm sitting there. My foot hurts like a son of a bitch. The Vicodin's doing nothing.
Oh God!
All of a sudden, like around 3:00 in the afternoon, my boss and some other one of the directors comes over and they're telling me about this big problem. And they're like, "Well, you got blah, blah, blah." And they're talking to me for like 5 minutes, and I'm just like nodding my head. And right 5 minutes into it, I just start packing my bag. And they're like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Keep packing my bag." And I look up. I'm like, "Oh, I can't understand what language you're speaking. I'm going to go home before I lose the ability to drive." And I looked at me and I pulled out a little thing of Vicodin and just looked at their face. He's like, go. And I got on my airplane.
I feel like we're on a construction site.
I'm like, what the? It's like fucking, what is it? Almost 9:15 at night, and these assholes got this shit going on. It's like, what the hell?
What the hell else do they have to do?
I don't know. Well, it could be jackhammers up the street, like on a water main. I don't know, but who the hell knows around this town?
He's trying to get ahead of the flood that's coming. Oh, he said coming.
Flood. You said flood too.
Yeah.
Take it off slowly.
That's
slower. When I told you to blow me, this is not what I had in mind.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Two
The hell is
fields
this?
not usually thought of as related: soft ice cream and
fuck's
television
sake.
announcing. His
How do you
name
do that?
appears
Do you want me
on
to go get
hundreds
the
of ice cream
stuff?
stores here in the East, and his distinctive
stuff.
millions of TV viewers. It says here. We're delighted he's here with us tonight. Please welcome Tom Carvel.
He looks just like he sounds. That's the best part.
This is Tom brought us. Have a seat, Tom, and let's take a look at this.
To a whale of a character.
All right, can we see what? There it is. This, of course, is lovable Fudgy the whale. Very nice. You know, we visited one of your stores not long ago, and we found out that Santa and Fudgy were the same guy.
Mm-hmm.
That in December you just put a little Santa hat on the tail of Fudgy the whale, and it's the same guy.
And I understand he's going to be a bunny rabbit now.
Oh, is that right?
The newest design.
Doing all these wonderful characters, eh?
Well, you see, you can always get a round cake.
Uh-huh.
You know, anyway.
Yeah.
So what we do, we take a character of a cake. This was Fudgy the whale. See, we do a tremendous business with that. We really do. Now, it says to a whale of a dad, to a whale of a friend, to a whale of a family. In fact, one store made a mistake. The daughter was kind of heavy. See? He'll kill me. And the one who wrote on it said, it was supposed to say to a whale of a family. See?
Yeah.
But it said to the whale of the family.
The whale of the family.
So what do you think? Does that sound like the same guy like on the commercials? I think so.
No, not at all.
Oh.
It sounds like he has life there in those videos.
Oh my God, that's funny. So he was on David Letterman. Everybody was on David Letterman. I was
Sure,
touring
except
a
me.
house this summer with my wife. We do this for fun. Sometimes we go tour houses that are up for sale. And we went into this house, and we're walking through, and this guy's doing a whole demo of the house, and we get to this room, and the owner of the house is sitting at a grand piano surrounded by guitars.
What the fuck?
And I'm like, this is fucking wacky. And it turned out, he's obviously. I start talking to him, and he's like, I used to go on David Letterman all the time. And I looked him up after I got home, and lo and behold, this guy was legit. I'm not going to say who he is because he's a friend of mine on Facebook now, and he's a really nice guy. But
Are you a he or a she?
Oh God.
what does that have to do with this?
I don't know. I just feel like
Oh, so now
Fair question.
I'm gonna fuck around.
Now you're gonna finger bang the kid.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm back.
Anyway, but everybody's on there.
I actually want to tie it back to you guys are talking about the Vicodin not working. So I got hospitalized for extreme dehydration and food poisoning. Puking my brains out. Like I couldn't stop. It was awful. And then I don't like needles. So I go to the hospital because I was like, all right, like something's wrong. Like it's not a hangover. Like something's obviously wrong here. So they're stabbing me up like I'm borderline passing out. Like I can't take it. And they're like, okay, this is an anti-nausea medicine, la-di-da-di-da. Like it's going to feel cold in your veins because it's an IV. I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. And I feel it. I'm like, okay, maybe it's an anti-nausea. I'll stop, yakking. Nope. I puked more when I was connected to that thing. And then I think they gave me something to just put me under. And then I felt fine when I woke up. But I was not thrilled to wake up inside a hospital because I don't like hospitals either. So when I woke up, I was like, what the fuck?
I don't think many people like being in a hospital.
I do.
No.
Yeah, you mentioned food poisoning.
Yeah.
Listen to this shit.
Here we go.
Ew, is it gonna sound?
My daughter cooked chicken one time, and she wrapped up what was left over. She didn't the raw chicken that she didn't cook yet. She put it in the refrigerator. Didn't freeze it. I forget how. I don't know how long ago it was after that. Stupid ass me. I go grab it out of the refrigerator. I smell it. Smells kind of funny. Might be all right. I cook it up.
Oh, what the fuck?
I cook it up.
Smell like cologne. So
me and my son eat it.
Oh no!
The next day, we were both sick as shit.
Yeah.
And to this day, I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I almost killed me and my son. I went to work. I came home. I went to work. I came home. I said, dude, I can't do this. No, I got to go home. I don't feel that great. I came home. I laid down. I slept for a whole fucking 24 hours, and so did he.
Jesus Christ.
We were throwing up, shitting. Oh my God. Never again.
Why they didn't just put you outside in the garden?
You talking about fucking learning a lesson the hard way.
I got food poisoning at the Stuckies near Dolly World.
See?
It's awful. It is one of the worst things you can get, I think.
Yeah. It was terrible.
Yeah, it's the only thing worse than being sick with that is seasickness.
Divorce?
Seasickness is the worst I've ever had. That's really that's why they lash guys to like a mast and like hit them over the head with a belaying pin to shut them up, because you'll do anything to get off the boat.
That's the problem. Like if you get seasick, you're fucked. You're stuck out there.
Well, we went out on a drift boat, and there was a small craft advisory, so it was really choppy. My two cousins, they're the one cousin's friend and me. So my youngest cousin was sick in port. She just immediately got sick. Then her brother, we were out fishing for about an hour. He got sick. Then his friend, about 15 minutes later, he got sick. And they all just vanished. They basically tell you, we're going to fish off the port side. You barf off the starboard side. So they would go into the cabin, and when they got sick, they'd go barf off the other side of the boat. So I was out there it was a 4-hour tour. And I went outside I went out fishing. We were out, I guess, about 2.5 hours. And it was really choppy. And I'm like, all right, I'm not starting to feel. So I reel in, put my thing down, and I walk inside, and I'm just sitting there like, oh, this is not feeling good. And I look out, and I see a guy out on the rail, just vomit red, God knows what, all over the fucking place. And I blew. Why do about this? It's fun. You want me to tell you a pee story? I got a good pee story.
What the hell is wrong with you?
No, it's a really good one. So we were playing.
They kind of hide.
I don't know what the hell. Some kind of game where it was. I forget what it's called. It's like you just ask a question. Everybody writes down their answers. And you have to figure out who said what. I don't know what it's called. So we were with. It was my wife, and we were with her. One of her coworkers who looked like Keira Knightley. Her dorky, dud, worthless piece of shit boyfriend. And I think a couple other people. I don't remember. They were the important people that were there. So her boyfriend goes to the bathroom around the corner, and it's like just close enough that like you can hear kind of the tinkling of someone taking a pee. So you hear this very high-pitched urination. And I just kind of shook my head. And his hot girlfriend looks over like, what? And I'm like, smaller the pipe, higher the pitch. And she just kind of like, smiled and, whatever. Yeah, okay. So then in like about 20 minutes later, I'll be like, I'll be right back. Got to go to the bathroom. So I go in, and on the way in, I grab like a pitcher and fill it up with water. So I stand there in front of the toilet, and I pour this shit from like 8 feet. Like I'm standing on the toilet pouring it in. And it sounds like Niagara Falls. Like it's like somebody's firing a fire hose into my toilet. And I finish up, come out, and she's just looking at me. Just staring. For the rest of the night, every answer she gave was some dirty shit about me. Use anything you can.
My real
Oh my God.
Jessica, but my friends call me CP. I'm a Carvel
CP.
ice cream cake, and I make fresh daily at participating Carvel ice cream stores. Yeah.
I assume this is what I'm going to hear when I'm dying.
Same.
Like when I see the light, this is what I'm going to fucking hear.
Exactly.
That whining
It's gonna be
noise,
terrifying.
Cookie Puss, and Dick Carvel. That's
Dick
horrifying.
Carvel.
I can't die. I'm scared. All right, we need to do this. I need a drink.
All right.
Ooh, I need a drink.
We're gonna do
our beer tasting.
We're gonna do our
I only have
elevated beer tasting.
White Claws,
Slam shit
so
down.
I'm basic.
Sorry, damn
Bad
it.
things happen. So yes, this is where we try to elevate the show a little bit and show a little bit of class and have some beer and tell people about it. So maybe
This
they
beer's
can,
classy.
yeah, so they can feel better. Ooh.
You're having some digital issues.
That sound is awful.
Yeah, that was awful. That's like so tonight, Paul got Dock Street Bohemian Pilsner. This is a Philly microbrew. Is it really a microbrew anymore? Like
I think they still might.
Sam Adams says they are. See, that's what I mean. They always blow.
No, it's the lawnmower again.
Oh God.
Doc's gonna have to go kill that guy if he doesn't cut the shit.
We'll do something, yeah.
There's a brewery in.
About ready just to walk up the street with the thing.
Convention Center. Little tiny places, Independence Brewing or something like that. I forget what it is. I have. They make something called Congress or something.
I gotta tell you, for a Pilsner, this is a hell of a lot murkier than I thought it would be.
I don't think I've ever had this. So
I've had Dock Street.
I used to go to Dock Street in Philly.
Yeah. What is it? Dock Street Amber Lager, I think, was the first one I had. It was one of the first microbrewers. I think it might have been the first microbrewery in Philly, and first one, and it was like the second microbrew I ever tasted. Which I'm kind of amazed. This can has an actual paper label on it.
It does. It's a sticker.
That's messed up. So these
No,
are
it's
generic can. Yeah, I like it. But
do you know what they call a can with no stickers and no printing on it?
A whore?
A silver bullet.
Ah, right. Saw the boat, but what the hell? That's on my glass. That's very, very murky for a Pilsner. And I'm not a fan of Pilsners, but this actually smells pretty good. All right, so we're gonna try this one.
All right, let's see.
Okay. All right.
Skull. did a bad pour, so I didn't get much flavor there. I got a lot of foam.
That's really good for a Pilsner. I'm surprised.
It's hoppy.
It's
very
almost like
hoppy.
an ale. It's really good.
It's almost got an IPA thing going on.
It's not that bad, but it is very hoppy. It doesn't taste resiny, so it's not an IPA like, but no, it's good, man.
I like it.
Good
I like
choice.
it.
So Dock Street Bohemian Pilsner.
This also came from. I got it at Wegmans, believe it or not. I didn't get it from.
Wegmans
beer
has.
store.
Wegmans is one of the few places I can get Brooklyn Brown.
Oh yeah, I used to get that.
I love that.
You brought it a couple times.
Yeah, I love it. Brooklyn Brewery makes brown ale. It's like what they're famous for. And our normal beer store usually doesn't carry it. They carry every other Brooklyn offering, but this is pretty good. It's actually a very colorful label for just being a sticker. Oh, see, I was right. Philadelphia's first craft beer.
There you go.
Look at me knowing shit, remembering stuff.
I used to go there a long time ago.
Well, Dock Street's right down near South, right? Like 2nd and South.
The actual street, but the bar was in one of those high rises they built off the Parkway.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I remember there was
a bar down there.
There was one down near South. It was like a couple of blocks from South Street.
I have some old commercials here from Channel 48.
Oh dear Christ!
Let's listen to this.
Okay.
But there's no commercials.
Jesus.
Diapers not working? Is this another Cookie Puss ad?
Creature double feature.
I know that freaking music.
Just sounds like Philly on a weeknight.
Seems like that was an awfully visual ad.
It was.
It was. There was
hands scratching. Yeah. What's funny was when I moved to Florida, down there they had Creature Feature.
Yeah.
And my cousin used to love it and watch it. And I used to get really pissed off. I'm like, it's not a double feature.
He's like, what are you
He's
talking
like,
about?
What's the problem? I'm like, I don't know. It just doesn't sound right to me.
See your local Ford dealer. He's 6 car dealers in one.
Is he? Fuck. Oh.
Banger.
This is why people took drugs in the 70s.
You're not kidding.
A way to put your money to work. Decatur Income Fund is a mutual fund investing for current income without undue risk to principal. For a free perspective,
A fucking commercial for a mutual fund. We've hit a new low.
On the kids' channel.
Yeah, if Snippets comes on right in the middle of this. I'm not going to handle that well.
I don't know what the slander is for. That was a banger.
After a hard day's work up and down the ice, these little flyers really
Orida.
appreciate
Oh.
a tasty break.
Yeah,
Anytime
fuck you,
is
you little
time for the great
flyers.
Taste of a tasty cake.
Oh, tasty
Great
cake.
tasting,
Yeah.
'cause tasty cake is made with great tasting things.
Fuck is a
I
taste?
don't like the little flyers. I got to fight with them once.
See for yourself.
Oh,
Tasty cake.
Tasty Cake is a bakery in Philadelphia here.
What's
Makes
that?
all kinds of cupcakes and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
That would be why I don't understand it.
Tasty
It's like a
Cake,
Philly thing.
it's huge. Like people that lived in the area or even visited here, like you know, they move out and then you like hear from them. They're like, "Can you send me a case of crimpets?"
But they don't taste the same
Jeez.
anymore. They don't use lard.
Well, that sucks. I don't know. I haven't had that stuff in years.
I might have to go to Philly. I'm sure the Patriots play the Eagles. I should go to Philly.
Yeah. Mhm.
Just go. Yeah, you go back, gain about 70 pounds. Be a bunch of cheesesteaks.
We love the Patriots in Philly.
I don't because I'm going to get my ass beaten, but
I'll tell you this, and I don't do this when I go to other places. If I go to like other stadiums, I do not wear my swag from here because it's just your house.
okay.
You do that here, you could die.
That's my fare.
Oh my God! I went to see. Jesus. Who is that?
Terry Callis, but it's not him.
Christ. Yes, you'll love it. Go figure.
So here's a Philly guy. This guy, He was a legend here in Philly. He did the Phillies broadcasts.
Don't get caught looking.
Nope.
He sounds like such a girl.
For crying out loud.
That absolutely sounded like a chick.
Was this another? Hi, it's late. Get the fuck to bed.
There he is.
Pennsylvania. Do we have closure? No. No, the heinous acts of terrorism last Tuesday will be with us for as long as we all shall.
Well, this is fun.
We have earned a greater respect and love for the men and women of our fire departments, our police departments,
All those
our
people we used to
emergency
hate.
rescue squads. We're all Americans, and we are proud to be Americans. We must never resort to the thinking that created Tuesday's acts of terrorism. They were.
Anyway, he was a legend in Philly for sports.
I thought you were going to do John Facenda, for Christ's sake.
John Facenda. Well, everybody knows John Facenda. If they've
Now
ever
they don't.
seen NFL films
From the 70s and
from the
80s.
70s
yeah.
and 80s, they heard John Facenda.
Yeah. That was
I've only been in one sporting fight, and it was at a Bruins game because I'm not a Bruins fan. I think I was supposed to be born in California, but that's a different story.
Here's John Facenda.
I'm a Kings fan, so I went to Bruins Kings. They only play the Bruins once in Boston.
Well, the
So
Kings
I
are
went.
like Flyers West. I mean, we trade all our good guys to the Kings.
You do. You do. We are very good friends, actually. Wayne Simmons is an LA Kings product.
Yep. Yeah, Mike Richards and
Mike
Mr.
Richards?
Carter, and that's a couple of Stanley Cups. You're welcome.
Watch it.
No, I mean it. You're welcome. I like to see.
No, we appreciate it because we fucking stink now.
Maybe they'll take
Holy fuck.
I was just happy to see Mike Richards raise the Stanley Cup, and I
Oh,
got
it was great.
one of the best feelings I ever had watching hockey was when Boston was up. They were up 3-0.
Yep.
And then we came back and tied it, and then they were up 3-0 in the last game, and we beat them.
Choked.
I was like so happy, and then there was like this little kid, like everybody in Boston just pissed, throwing all the rally towels out on the ice and shit.
I was so happy.
And I remember looking, and there was this little kid. He must have been like 7 years old. He was crying his eyes out in the stands, and I looked at him, and I'm like, "Fuck you!" But you know.
So I got into an incident. So we're sitting in decent seats, and we're sitting, unfortunately, my buddy was a Bruins fan, so we're sitting where the Bruins shoot twice. So it's a bunch of Bruins fans. I'm the only one in a Kings jersey, but then again, I kind of blend in because, the black.
Yeah.
And we're sitting there, and the Bruins score super early. And I was kind of clapping because Drew Doughty had a super big hit, I think on Brad Marchand, who's a fucking piece of shit.
Yeah.
Laid him out. So I was cheering. I was like, let's fucking go. And then the Bruins score. I'm like, oh, fuck. And so I'm sitting down, obviously. Like, I'm not going to stand up and cheer. This isn't my team. And so everyone in the section is standing up. And there's this one guy, an older guy, who turns around and looks at me. He's like, you'd be cheering if it was your team. Like, thanks. No shit. I didn't understand how sports work. Thank you. So he sits down. The Kings score in the third period. Tie it up at 1. I just stand up. I do a little clap. I do nothing crazy. I sit back down.
Kiss all over the guy.
Not yet.
You're not from Philly.
So then it goes to OT. I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm like, what's the excuse going to be? Oh, we're coming out of here with a point. That's my excuse. 0.7 of a second left. Drew Doughty slap shot. They say goal on the ice, but then they're like, we're going to review. So I jump up. I'm like, oh, shit. Like, I probably shouldn't celebrate in case this goes to a shootout. It's like the last thing I want to do right now is look like an idiot. So I'm the only one standing in the section for at least a good minute and a half. They go to review. They review it. Shot past the plane before the game is over. Good goal. Kings win. I start clapping so fucking loud in this guy's ear because he was only in the section under me. I literally have my hands almost next to his head as I'm slamming my hands together. Get right in his face. I'm like, you'd be cheering if it was your team. And then after that, he pushed me, and then we got into an altercation. And needless to say, I won, and I won't be going back to the TD Garden. Not that I want to. Place is a dump.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because I've gotten the last couple of times. I remember I went to see a Phillies game with a friend of mine, and a fight broke. We were down in the picnic area, like around the field, and two guys got in a fight, and of course they're the biggest guy. Like they're big Philly guys, they're big fat piles of meat, and they're just throwing kinetic energy at each other, and like and the security guards in Philly are about the same. They're gigantic hunks of meat descending out of the hell's happening. Oh, you're done. Like, did we do something wrong? They come. All these guys come flying together, right? So, like, they're right in the row in front of us, and they're all grappling and struggling. And my friend's like, "Should we move?" And I noticed no one is sitting around us anymore. Everyone's just retreated. And I'm like, "Oh, this is fun." They fell on us. Like,
oh no!
Like 3,000 pounds of meat fell in our laps. Like all these guys are like struggling. And I'm laughing like a lunatic because I think it's hysterical. They're all fighting and trying not to kill, trying to get these two guys apart. And there's this one security guard. He's just this huge guy, and he's really struggling, and he's sweating, and he's holding this guy, and he looks right in my face. I'm like, "What are your benefits like?" And he starts laughing. And when you laugh and you're trying to do something, you lose all your strength. So the guy starts to get away. He's like, "You asshole."
You mean like try to drink water when you tell that story? I'm like choking to my death now. What are your benefits?
It was, I was like, "So what are your benefits here?" Like, he's just like, "Fuck you, man."
Like, is it worth it? Like, you're breaking up a fight. Is it worth it?
He's laughing so hard. But like we were in an Eagles game. The one Eagles game I went to was Eagles Dallas, which is like the worst fucking thing you can do. And the Eagles were getting beaten, and we're way up in the stands, and this 106-year-old man had a Dallas jersey on. And of course he's drunk, and of course and we're like, remember when they used to color code the seats, and you knew if your seat was yellow, you're fucked because you're with all the mental patients and miscreants anyway? Really?
Nope.
That's the way it was. You're in the vet, the 700 level, the top of the top.
The 700 level was just bad.
They were yellow seats. You're fucked. You're just fucked. You paid $10. You're getting what you paid for. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, you can't see a fucking thing. You're just there to get shit-faced.
You can't see anything. You're going to probably get molested. You're probably going to get your ass kicked. There's going to be bad shit happening.
It wasn't good up there. I sat there a few times.
Yeah, we were like in that, and like this little old man. I mean, he was like poop deck Pappy, kept turning around and like yelling about the Eagles, and I'm like,
oh god.
And he's right in front of us, and two guys like the size of fucking gorillas are behind us in Eagles jerseys, and they're arguing, and I'm just like, well, this isn't good. I did geometry. This is gonna suck. All of a sudden, they all go at each other, and I'm like, right. So they're all these two big meaty dudes are grappling with this tiny little emaciated like 1980s Ethiopian looking old man.
Oh no.
And only in that he was like a mummy. He was like this little scrawny old guy.
Yes, right.
They're just, I mean, like, if you get in a fight with like, I don't know, a child, a girl, an aphid, you don't go all in. These guys were just throwing haymakers at this poor fucking mummy of a guy. Just like trying to stay out of the way. Like, oh my god, we're gonna be fucking evidence. This is horrible.
Right.
And they just beat the piss out of this old man.
No shit.
The vet, so nobody cared. The guy just laid there bleeding for the rest of the game. Nobody comes up there. Jesus Christ. We used to have, like, back in the day, I don't know if they even have them anymore. Remember safeties?
Yeah.
I was on the safety patrol because all that power. And in like 5th and 6th grade, they took the safety. There was always the safety baseball game. They would take you down to see the Phillies play at the vet. And we sat in the cheap seats way at the fucking top of the stadium. So I remember one time we were like sitting there, and my teacher was this big dude. Why are you doing this? He was this big dude.
All AAA school safety patrol members need to be properly instructed in their duties and given on-the-job training before being assigned to duty.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
But he had binoculars.
Jim was on the take as.
Yeah, I was I was bad. I actually.
I'm gonna. Little kid walks up. He's like this. He's like,
I'm gonna cross this light, and you're gonna let me go.
And Jim's like, no, I can't do that.
Give me $1, or you're gonna walk back that again.
Here's the $1.
I actually was dragged in front of the head of the safety patrol by 2 other patrolmen once. It was bad. And I mean dragged, like one on
He
each
went to
arm,
the
dragging
review
me down.
board.
It was bad.
He was busted for corruption.
Pretty much, yeah.
3 packs of bubble yum.
Where'd you get all them erasers, boy? But
Damn right.
But yeah, we were sitting there, and he had his binoculars, and I'm looking at him, and I turn and I look up in, like, we're like third row from the top. I look up, and this little girl next to me, and I like, hey, look. I give her the binoculars and I point. She turns. There's this guy with his giant meaty dick in his hand, pissing all over the seats in front of him. And she's like, my teacher sees that. And he's like, really? We're public school.
No.
But I could see he really wanted to. And in another year, some guy stopped us, said he was from the Vice Squad and wanted to know what we were doing. I'm like, we're in 6th grade, not a lot. And he's like asking us all these questions. And I'm like, all right. From the way you're dressed, the way you're acting, the fact you haven't shaved in a lifetime, and you're kind of drunk as fuck, I doubt you're really up in the Vice Squad. We're probably gonna die, but that's how those things work.
Some kids call me Father McDougal.
Fuck, I'm not going to Philly anymore. Jesus.
It's the safety patrol training module.
Oh, fuck, we never got training. What is this? Not with you, you dork. Look at that guy.
Nobody gets to be on safety patrol. There's a lot of responsibility.
Really?
You are going to be the person that everybody is watching. That means people are going to expect more from you as a safety patrol member. If you're ready for the job, let's take a look at what it entails.
What the fuck is that?
If you're selected for safety patrol, it's important that you're at your post on time.
And fabulous.
Standing at your safety patrol post, it's going to be up to you to lead by example.
All right, I'm feeling really bad about myself. Please stop this.
Helping people along the way.
God.
That sounds brutal.
Ugh, awful.
Jesus.
Did we do the news tonight?
No, we didn't.
We didn't do Guitar of the Week.
Nope.
That's fine.
We got busy.
You can blame that one on me.
We had 5 people.
We fucking had
listen
content
to the show on Facebook, and that was it. Last week we were very crowded.
It's a holiday
What
week.
happened last week? What happened?
I don't know.
It was the nude scene.
I think you got nude. Yeah, I think you got naked. Start talking about your tattoo.
Here's John Facenda.
On a cinder field in front of 200 people, and George Hallis holding back on his wife's grocery money so he could pay his.
See, now, when I was a kid, I'd hear a voice like that on TV or radio. I was like, that's what I want to do.
Well, that guy used to do our news.
Yeah, he was the Channel 10 news guy.
Yeah, and then he went on.
John Facenda.
He's the voice of the NFL films.
That's from NFL films.
He was also
That's
he
what
did
this
the
is.
Wanamaker's Christmas display thing, whatever the fuck that was. My God. Why do all sports films immediately look like it happened 100 years ago?
Because it's 60 millimeter.
No, but I mean, even now, if you watch like a replay of a game, it looks older.
It's kind of weird.
I remember the worst thing I ever did was
that's the music that you hear in Stranger Things right there.
Oh, yeah.
That's what they brought back.
Yeah, it got like a Moog synthesizer.
And then he's over it going, and they moved to the right, and they moved to the left, and the ball slipped through the cracks.
You're making fun of me for saying what you do.
Cracks. Who's cracks?
Balls.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
So, how's the Pelican coming along?
Yeah.
Corporate America.
Yeah, they I don't even know what the hell I was gonna say. All the ball licking thing got in my way, and I'm confused.
Weird.
Touch it.
Yeah.
Touch it. Touch it.
Stop
touch
that.
Touch it. Touch it. Touch it. Touch it.
Yeah.
We got a face like there's no tomorrow.
Okay.
Don't touch it.
God.
Touch
Am
it.
I the only one getting a boner right now?
Touch it.
Don't touch it.
No, touch it. Don't listen to him. Touch it.
Gotta get that queued up.
Sometimes all you have to do is touch it.
It's going to be forever.
Ah, there we go. Christ almighty.
Touch it. I want to feel dirty.
Well, that's the dirtiest thing I've heard all night. What the hell, man? It's creepy.
That was that song from Rocky Horror.
What was his name?
Rosary?
Brother Bernard.
My guy Bernard?
Brother Bernard. He was my 10th grade guidance counselor. He used to you'd go into his office for your 45-minute long, he's going to fix your life. It's like, you're a Christian brother. You're not a priest. You can't get laid. I lost my train of thought. Why did you do this? But you'd go in and he's wearing this giant white dress or black dress. and he would shake your hand, but he would never let it go for like 45 minutes.
What the fuck?
Because once he has you, he has you.
But I mean, you know how sweaty a guy's palm can get in 45 minutes? It's disgusting. Not only that, but he had like this, his shoulders were like the Alps, constantly covered in snow because he had the worst dandruff I've ever seen on a human being.
Ew.
And he's just like telling you, like, well, what do you want to do with your life? I'm like, get the fuck out of your office alive.
It might have been cocaine. It might not have been dandruff.
No, it was because it was constantly snowing as he spoke to you. He was what was it? I guess by my senior year, we were driving up the parking lot, and all these kids were leaving school. Like there was like this tidal wave of kids leaving school while I was getting there, and I'm like, all right. I stopped this one dude. I'm like, what's going on? He's like, the school's on fire. And I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, it's closed. You can just go home. I'm like, okay. You don't tell me twice. Yeah. But Brother Bernard had like snapped, set the school on fire, collapsed.
Really?
He lost his mind. He set the school on fire. Then his organs stopped working, and he collapsed. And like, yeah, that's all I heard.
In other words,
His organ stopped
that's a very
working.
interesting question.
Yeah, he just lost it. He just like flipped out.
I used to tell my guidance counselor if he didn't leave me alone, I was going to drop out of high school.
Party tonight.
Oh my God, senior year, my guidance counselor.
Oh, I was the worst.
I shit you not. He stopped me every day in the hallway.
Yep.
Because initially I was going to go to Annapolis after high school.
Oh shit.
And he was like, tits like out, like nipples could cut glass. It was so and then
Absolutely.
I told them no, I don't want to do it. And I had like the appointment, everything was set, and I'm like, nah, I don't want to do that. And he was mad because it's like, we could charge more money to kids next year if you do this. And there were two of us that were supposed to go to a naval academy, and we both blew it off.
Bastard.
And he stopped me every day. Have you reconsidered? I'm like, yes. Oh, you have? Yeah, I have reconsidered. No, I'm not doing it.
I'm sorry, I
And
said.
oh my God, man, by the end of the year, he's like, just loathed the fuck out of me. And I'm like, I think I've done a good job. You gotta, you go to a goddamn Catholic school. You gotta like make them at least rethink their lives and piss them off and drive them nuts and stuff.
No.
Completely agree.
I remember I was just telling my wife the story of how when we graduated, anybody who graduated in the top 10 or got an award, like an academic award, or was in the National Honor Society or all that bullshit, got to sit up on stage for graduation.
That's right.
So we got the program and we were practicing, and I was like told I had to sit up on stage. I'm like, why the fuck am I going up on stage? And I'm like, did I win an award? What the fuck? So I went in and I broke into the parish priest's office at school because he had all the program and why everybody was up there and everything, and found out that the reason I got to sit up on stage and act like I was better than everyone else is because my award was Yearbook Staffer Award.
I hope you're proud.
I thought, yeah, God, this is going to get me laid.
Thank you very much.
What a fake award.
Yeah, I was so pissed. I'm like, really? That's it? So I went up. I was on the yearbook staff, like, because I needed activities to go to college because I didn't do shit in school. Like, I stopped sports, everything. I didn't do anything.
I want to tell you something.
10th, 11th, and 12th grade.
And I mean this.
Yes. I didn't do shit. So I'm like, got to pad the resume a little bit. So I got on the yearbook staff, which was actually kind of fun because I got to, if you look at my senior yearbook, you can tell who I hate because I fucking drew zits all over the faces of people I didn't like and put their pictures in the yearbook.
Tom DeLay.
Yeah, that was my little revenge. But I went up to him and I just looked at him. He's like, yeah, you're getting the yearbook staffer award. I'm like, I don't want this to sound unreasonable or anything, but why? The reason he gave it to me was over the Christmas break, some freakazoid chick that I knew went up to him and she was on the girl. We had two schools. It was the boys' school, the girls' school split. She was in the girls' yearbook staff, and she's like, "Oh, can I help out in any way doing the year?" He told her to call me and go to my house over the Christmas break. So over Christmas break, I spent like a weekend laying out fucking yearbook pages with this psychotic chick. So when I got back after Christmas break, I walked in and I saw him coming down the hall, and I just glared at him. He's like, "I'm so sorry. I didn't know what to do. She wanted to do."
Thank you.
And I was like, "You son of a bitch."
No, thank you.
And that's, so he gave me the award because he fucked me.
Great.
Which is, I guess, how Catholic schools work.
Yeah, but he didn't do it the way he wanted to.
No, he was actually cool. I think he was a priest because he kind of got it that nobody was going to screw him. But I'm still completely convinced that a lot of guys, and I know a guy who actually did, go. I know a guy who was a priest. I know a guy who took vows with him who absolutely was gay and did it just to kind of like, I believe that what I feel is wrong, so I'll go here where it's not going to be an issue. Well, yes, it is.
Just don't do it again.
But that's my opinion. I don't know. I'm nobody.
Touch it.
I don't think I've reopened my yearbook since I graduated. But I definitely did the same thing where any of my enemies, their picture was defaced. And then I made the mistake of doing my senior pictures with my girlfriend at the time. And needless to say, we're not together anymore.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's like my kid asks questions. Well, I've had to open my sophomore yearbook a bunch of times because nobody believes I went to school with Will Smith. But I did.
I can buy that.
Unless I'm absolutely sure we have something going.
Yeah, so I've had to open that one, but the senior yearbooks is a bad one because it's the one I got all the signatures in and all the like incriminating bullshits in there. It's like, all right, let's not look at that.
One of us is in deep trouble.
And it's funny how many pictures in our senior yearbook I'm actually in, and none of them are like good pictures. It's usually me asleep in class or like looking disgusted. Or it's not like me standing there
talking to your buddies
to help society. It's me basically fucking asleep in religion class.
Same way I did senior year. I mailed it in.
What's that?
I said senior year, I just mailed it in. Like, I just stopped giving a fuck. I actually had an English teacher. So we got her from another school. So we were a vocational school.
Yeah.
No pregnancies. My body's a temple. These women did not deserve a non-condomless Brooks. Let's keep it a bean. Secondly,
Give me the pen.
Damn right. Secondly, we got this new teacher. And so she came from the Northampton public school. So Northampton is a very, to put it lightly, I guess the easiest way to put it is a very, very, very liberal city. But we went to a vocational school. So you had a bunch of fuck-ups, a bunch of people who didn't really want to be there. They just wanted to kind of work and not have to go to college. It was shit like that. So you had a bunch of different assholes from all walks of life put together. Not a great mix. So we got this teacher who's used to these kids who she's able to influence, and they'll kiss her ass, and they're great. We hated her. Did not like her one bit. And right around the time, I just had an article published in a magazine that I wrote. I'm credited for it. I'm a published author. You can't take that from me. I'm a published author. So there was one day she called me up to her desk, and she did that stupid thing where she, everyone's sitting and she'd call out your name, be like, come up to my desk. So she's like, oh, no one can see that we're talking. You dumb bitch. So I knew something was coming up. I was like, she's going to try and say something about my work ethic or something like that. It's like, I'm ready. I literally, as I'm getting up, grab my backpack because I knew what was about to happen. So I walk up. I'm like, yeah, what's up? She's like, I don't really think you're putting in your untapped effort into your work here. Like, I'm a published author. What have you done? And she was so taken aback. She literally just pointed at the door. She's like, office. Like, thank God. And then I walked right out and transferred out of her class after that. Oh my
God.
Senior year, such an asshole. Oh, she was a fucking horrible person. I honestly,
Somebody say it.
I was about to say it.
All right, I just said
it. She was a fucking cunt. Like, I could not get over the fact that she'd be like, I don't think you're putting in effort. Like, I'm published. Have you done fucking anything?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
She didn't like that. Weird.
That's like in college. My guidance counselor, whatever the fuck they're called at that level, advisor. I don't know. Advisor. He was like looking at.
Because I am hard, you will not like me.
Well, no, that was Catholic school.
The more you will learn.
He's looking at my grade. It was like freshman, first. It was like second semester, the end of first semester, like freshman year. He's looking at my SAT, of course, my grades in high school. He's looking at my grades in college. He's like, "Well, you're either in love or a classic underachiever. Which is it?" And I was like, oh, "Sorry, what?
What a bitch!
Like, are you fucking serious?
What the fuck?"
I was like, "Yeah, I'm bored." It's like
trip.
Yeah, it's like, look, I'm like, you know what? You're making me take this. Not only am I taking a liberal arts education, which I kind of get it. I do. I understand. My first English teacher in college taught me she gave a very, very easy example of the fact that people in technical fields like I was in at the time, like, cannot write worth a shit. She was right. She proved herself right. So English, we took English. I don't know. Somebody's jerking off at the mic.
Sexy.
Yeah, but like we had to take like religion and philosophy classes. Like that was our core curriculum.
Ugh.
This is a fucking wank. Like I remember one time it was so funny. I was in I had this horrible fucking class on operating systems. It was so bad. The guy teaching it was an engineer who was doing, teaching classes to make money. He was the worst teacher I've ever had.
Just because you're smart doesn't mean you can teach.
I won't even get into the specifics of how we got his ass fired. But I remember one day I was sitting in his class and my car was in the shop. So I rode my motorcycle to school. So I brought my helmet in because I was a poor fucking college student and I couldn't afford a new helmet if someone fucked with it. So I took it with me. So I put it on the floor. It was just sitting in front of me, and I moved my foot, and I kicked it, and it rolled. I was in the first row. It rolled up next to his desk, and I was like, "Oh, sorry." I got up to get it. Guy ripped the shit out of me. He's like, "You shouldn't even, you should be paying attention instead of doing that. I mean, you're not really passing this class right now." Oh. I just looked at him like, I'm sorry. Fuck you. Like, are you serious now? You're going to do that in front of the class?
What the fuck?
Yeah, I was like, I'm sorry. I realized what I did was not cool. I didn't mean to interrupt. It was an accident. If I was going to fucking do something with the helmet to interrupt the class, I'd throw it at your fucking head. But obviously I didn't do that, so... Good God, man. Yeah, I had one class, the guy made me go fetch chalk for him. This is fucking college. Like, I think it was my senior year in college. We went to this shitty building that was built in 1960. It was like the grossest, hottest, most disgusting building I've ever seen. And I'm sitting, every time I went to class, I sat right in the front row because if you sit in the back, they call on you a lot. So I always sat in the front because I didn't want to be called.
Facts.
So I sat in the front by the door because if there was a fire, I don't want to die either. So I'm sitting there and this guy used to look and there's no chalk. So he's like, "Oh, you're near the door. Go get me some chalk." You want in the fucking bookstore? It's like a mile away. What the? So I had to go class to class looking for fucking chalk. And I missed huge chunks of class. And, I mean, one day it was so bad. I was so, like, I'd been gone so long. And I'm like, I'm paying for this, motherfucker. So I was gone so long. I actually went into a classroom. I looked in and I saw that there was a piece of chalk. Big, nice, chunky piece of chalk sitting there on the board. He was lecturing and he turned his back and he was looking out the window and he's talking. I opened the door quietly and literally tiptoed in the room, shushed the class, broke his chalk in half and snuck back out.
No.
Yeah. I'm a fucking cartoon. Yeah, that's what I did.
I can't even show you. I was the same fucking way. Like, we had a nurse's office that had a chair that just sat outside. Like, you couldn't have two people in there because if you were talking about personal shit, whatever. Well, at a vocational school, they don't like to pay to ever get the lights fixed or the plumbing fixed. They use the plumbing shop or they use the electrical shop to do these things. And so this girl and I are walking down and she's like, take that chair. It's like, why? She's like, because you won't. I'm like, well, I don't give a fuck about this chair. I was like, I'll fucking bring it to where we're working to. Took the chair, brought it to where we were working to, and then over the intercom, which goes throughout all the buildings, you can hear, whoever took the nurse's chair, please return it to the nurse's office. Like, oh, you
sick have nowhere to sit.
Seriously, I was like, well, fucking stand. It's like we all else have to. Fucking stand. I was so pissed, and I just brought it back and I put it like right in front of the door, like an asshole. I don't know what it was. Like it wasn't like I'm not an asshole kid, but senior year, like you just have so much, like you're up to your head in bullshit from these teachers. You just become this absurd asshole.
Oh yeah, I remember senior year was I think it was. Let me think if this is the first and only time. I think it was the only time I got in a fight in a classroom with somebody during class. Yeah, I think it was the only time I did that. I mean, I've yelled at kids in class before, cursed at them when, I'm doing an oral report and they say something. I was like, shut the fuck up, stuff like that.
Exactly.
I lived in Pennsylvania. I moved to Florida for 2 years. When I came back, I had to start public school here. And they're like, where'd you come from? Florida. Oh. So for math, they put me in the class with like the Canadians and the idiots.
Hi, my name's Tom.
Yeah.
2 plus 2 is 40.
I don't know. So I was in that class. So when I got to a real school, I had to double up on classes and I had to shift shit around. So the hell? Fuck, my computer just tried to go into hibernation for it, motherfucker. Anyway, so I had to take Spanish to my senior year. So again, I'm sitting in the front of the class, right by the door.
See?
And my teacher was like super liberal, and she had, I don't know who the people she would have in the Contras, the Sandinistas, whatever. She had some fucking guerrilla fighter from South America come in with like weapons and shit, like AK-47, like rocket launchers, bazookas, all kinds of shit, like laid out on the desk to talk to us, because that's how you learn to speak Spanish. And so my desk had a bunch of shit on it, and I was like, do I sit with these? Should I sit with these claymores, or do you want me to move them? What do you want me to do? And she's like, oh, just find another seat. So I go and move to just some random seat. So the kid who usually sits there comes and he wants to sit with his buddy, and he's like, you're my seat. I'm like, yeah, I know, but mine's got a bunch of like landmines and shit on it. So she just told me to grab a seat. So, just grab another seat. No worries, man. He's like, no, move. I'm like, all right, well, if you'd asked nicely, I would have gotten up and moved, but you didn't. So no. So the kid's like being a dick, and I'm like, you better sit down. Class is going to start. Dick. Whatever. I'm just trying to ignore him. So like, teacher introduces this fucking guerrilla fighter who's probably, skinned people alive and shit. And he's talking, she's talking, and this kid turns around and says, I'm going to fucking kick your ass, motherfucker. Kick your ass. After like 30 seconds of that, I stood up. I'm like, then kick my ass, motherfucker. Do it right fucking now. And I'm screaming at this kid in the middle of class. And I look at the teacher. She's just looking. The crazy guerrilla guy is all excited, like somebody's going to die. And I laid into this kid for like 2 minutes. I called him all kinds of things that probably aren't politically correct to call people now. And I'm like, do it. Get up. Stand up. Stand up. Kick my ass. Do it now. Come on, pussy. Stand. All that. And he just looked away like I'm not here. I'm leaving my body. Like he wanted nothing to do with this fucking psychotic person. So I'm thinking like, okay, my career as a student has just ended. I've used every curse word imaginable, threatened this kid's life in every way I could think of, and used every horrible slur that's known to mankind. And all she said was, are we done? And I'm like, yeah, I'm good. You good? Huh? Pussy? Yeah, we're good. Sat back down. Never got in trouble for it.
Come on.
See, I swear to God. She never said a word. She actually sent me to a Spanish competition like 3 weeks later. She knew what happened. I think she figured out what had happened, and she just let it. And because I didn't like just literally like reach in and pull the guy's soul out, she left it alone.
Right. Well, I did the same thing with the English teacher. I brought the article, which I'm published in. I brought it, just left it on her desk, didn't say a single word to her, just put it down. I went, I sat right down in my seat. She looked at it quickly, gave me a dirty look, and I was like, are you going to teach our class or not?
Or do you want me to?
Oh, I wish I used that one.
Oh, I did that to a math teacher. We were the head of our math department was this guy that could barely I don't know, metastasize cancer. I mean, he was an idiot. The guy's a fucking moron. He was the head of the math department, and he was teaching a basic programming class in like senior year. It was like so stupid. And I'd already kind of like learned how to do that on my own for shits and giggles because, why not? Chicks dig guys who sit in their house all day and play with computer programming. So,
damn right.
Oh, yeah. So, shut up, you. So, like,
hear me loud and clear.
We're doing like basic stuff, and I'm just like doing my thing. And he's like in the middle of class, like he's like, oh, that assignment I gave you can't make it do what I said, so that won't work, so don't worry about it. And I'm like, I just did it. And he goes, you can't. I'm like, I did. He's like, it's impossible. I'm like, it's not. It is. I'm like, no, it isn't. How could you do it? And I explained to him. Like, I didn't show him. I explained how to do it. And he's like, show me. And he stood there for like 10 minutes trying to break the fucking program. And it was something stupid like it'll only accept integers. Like that dumb level of stuff. And he's like, oh, you can do it. And like, I'm thinking like, okay, now he's going to fuck me. Yeah. During the final exam, I aced the test. People were copying off. I know my friend was copying off me because he was a moron. He got an A on the exam. I got a B.
Wow.
Like, you copy everything from my exam? He's like, yeah, why? What'd you get? An A? Why? I'm like, I got a B. He's like, I copied every answer you had. I'm like, yeah, I saw you.
No fucking way.
I guess that's my participation grade.
I actually didn't read.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. It's like my
That's
kids
fucked.
having all kinds of problems with school right now because their school has advanced placement, college preparatory, and vo-tech. That's it. So everybody thinks that the college prep kids are morons because they don't have like a fine distinction.
Right.
It's kind of like they used to have 4 tracks in that school. Now they have like none. They have like 2. So it's like advanced is supposed to be regular kids and college prep are the idiots. And I'm like, that's not the way it works.
No.
And so she's like, people are like, her friends, even her boyfriend's giving her a hard time about it. And she's like, I'm like, Caitlin, I've seen your grades. I've seen your rank in your class. You're not stupid. You're on the honor roll all the time. If you're on the honor roll every semester you're in school for 4 years, they're not going to put you in the dumbass classes.
Right.
But that's what they do. She
It doesn't
was
work like
pissed
that.
off. She was trying to take a music theory class, and they wouldn't help her to schedule it. They just canceled it because they said there weren't enough kids or something. They made up some bullshit excuse. Like, it's such a bad school. That's why I went to Catholic school. I was going to our public school, and it's so bad. I said, please send me to Catholic school.
Yep. I've always said when I have kids, I'm going to send them to private school.
Yeah.
You just went to Catholic school because you need to be saved.
My kid went to that school. He graduated with honors, and he just graduated college, magna cum laude.
Yeah.
So it's what you put into it.
And that's the thing. She's putting the effort in. She's getting great grades.
Just, you just got to ignore the fuck faces and do your thing.
Yeah. And I said it's Upper Merion. You're basically going to school with kids who want to do well, are smart, and people who are going to make license plates for the rest of their life. That's it.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
Plenty of my ex-classmates are either pregnant or in jail. So,
yeah.
Sick. I host a podcast. I hated it. Oh, I hated it. I dated my best friend's ex-girlfriend for like 3 years. That's probably why I hated it.
Yeah, that'll do bad things.
Yeah. Look, it wasn't my fault. All I did was say that I don't think he's that great for you. And then she's like, yeah, I think you're better for me. I was like, all right, fine. And then it was like 3 years, and then we broke up senior year. And I was like, well, that was fun. What?
Yeah, I always was the guy, like, I've had, like, exes, like, my friends' exes, you know, come on to me, and I'm just like, yeah, no,
I didn't care. I still don't care, actually.
I was just like, I'm going to be the good guy here, and it just bit me in the ass every chance I
Yeah, exactly. That's my whole theory.
Yeah.
Like, why?
There was no good reason to be a good guy. There never is. Every time I've tried to do the right thing, I've gotten totally, like, ass raped, so
Right.
might as well be a
Your
prick.
boys will get over it. Your boys will get over it.
You go stay at those gay bars.
Yeah. They were very nice. No one touched my ass. They were very polite. I was going to say they were very welcoming, but you'll be an asshole about that.
You had to throw the asshole word in there?
Yep, I did. It was a test to see if you would be a homophobe and talk about it.
Yeah, okay.
Did you drink all that beer I gave you, by the way?
Well, it's better to be an asshole than a whole ass.
Yeah,
Remember that.
yeah. Okay, we are all with 12 ones.
Ooh.
Doc, did you get your story together about what Vic was talking about?
Who?
Vic. That link you sent me.
Which link?
The one you sent me about Vic talking about
the
smacking the belly
TCB?
around.
I gotta look at what the hell it was.
Oh my God.
Are you talking about the one that was done in the tune of the national anthem?
No, the one where he's talking about health benefits.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
That's him making that noise.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, I started watching that, and I couldn't take it anymore. I'm like, oh, I gotta send this to Jim. So I just sent it. I didn't even finish it.
It was your buddy Vic talking about the health benefits of masturbation. This is the shit I get sent in the middle of the week.
Prostrate.
Well, I thought it would be a good topic for the show.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Go. Come on, talk about it.
I didn't watch it.
Touch it.
I sent you the video. I didn't watch it.
Oh, I got to do all the goddamn work.
Well, you got the voice for it.
Oh.
Every time I try to talk, I keep getting cut off or nobody hears me.
That's because
I'm just the guy at the other end of the phone. You know what I'm saying? I'm the fucking Ed McMahon.
I'm gonna run off again.
You run off.
I gotta do this again.
I'm always having a problem with that bladder.
Ooh, I got a story for you boys. Give me 1 second. I said text this fuckface back.
We got 10 minutes left, folks.
Oh, perfect. And then it'll work out fine. So, you guys obviously have a very good working podcast between the two of you. I have a situation for you. So, I'm the host of the Wrap It Up podcast. I have a producer co-host named Monday Beats who has gone MIA over the last almost 2 months now. I put the podcast in his hands. I went on a vacation. That's when I got that dehydration food poisoning issue. So I was cooped up. I was like, oh, perfect. I'll be in the hospital. I can listen to my podcast. No podcast episode ever came out. It didn't ever come out. I literally said, I'm coming home from my vacation. I will record the end of the podcast. Bam, we did that. We got it out a week late. Sick. Then after that, I sent him a text. I'm like, hey, are you going to record this week? I'm in the stew. What's good? Nothing. Like, okay. We have a business meeting where we go golfing. I'm a very good golfer. Our business partner was a very good golfer. And I was reassured that my producer co-host would be there. Doesn't show up. And again, when you golf, you have a tee time. You got to get out there. So I was like, all right, we're playing golf. Sealed the deal, of course. But a little bit frustrated. So that was about 2 months ago. And then it became every single week, I'd shoot him a text, be like, hey, are you on the show this week? Heard nothing back until the show has already been out. Whether it's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, he'll text me and be like, oh, I couldn't make it this week. I'm like, thanks for telling me now. just tonight. And again, I believe he's drinking, but
well, at least
sent me a text. Sent me a text basically apologizing and being like, "Oh, I'm going to be on the show more, this and that, this and that, this and that." I'm at the point where I want to say, you know, don't worry about it. I'm going to look for other talent. Does that put me in the wrong, or does that put that? I mean, he didn't tell, and I know exactly why he was off the show. It's his girlfriend. His girlfriend doesn't let him come to the studio. So I'm thinking of moving on.
Well, so you do that. I mean, you got to be the business partner in the whole thing.
I just replace people.
Yeah, you don't do the work.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Like, I'm the one who does fucking everything. Like, he's not here on the lives. He's not here trying to promote the brand. Like I said to him, I was like, the least you could fucking do, because I hadn't texted him in a while. He was like, "Are you mad at me?" I'm like, "Yes, obviously." I'm like, "I'm fucking livid at you. Like, I don't want to speak to you." Like, thank you. That's a beautiful job. I was like, "I don't want to speak to you." I was like, the least you could have done is go to Spotify, hit share, and then post the fucking episode on your Instagram story. If you're not going to help me produce it or co-host with me, the least you could have done is share it. And he wouldn't even do that. And then after I said that, now he's starting to do it more. I think I'm ready to move on. I think we're ready to let that ship sail. I kind of want to turn it into a show storyline where I just start having people on. And I don't think I can call it a casting couch anymore. I think I said that last week. You can't call it a casting couch. It's a talent couch. That's what it is.
That still sounds filthy.
I know. I know.
I mean, like when we started this, I was putting graphics together. Like I don't know if you've seen like the graphic for the show. It's a microphone lying on like a desk or something.
Jim,
what?
Touch it.
It used to be a woman with a microphone between her gigantic fake boobs, wearing like
which would be fine.
And I was like,
I don't
know, is that really talking to our demo?
She would be talking more than my co-host at the moment. So,
like the first show we ever had, there were like 12-year-olds jumped on the show with us, and I'm like, oh, now I feel really bad. Like,
we set the tone early. This is not a podcast for the faint of heart. I told one story literally within the first 10 minutes of how I had a girlfriend who I had the worst time with. Like, the food was awful. She didn't let me get dessert. Like, I wanted an ice cream. That's all I wanted. Is that unmanly?
We've all been there.
Sure. Thank you. Sure. Having an ice cream is unmanly. I wanted a fucking ice cream because my food sucked. And so we're leaving. I drove an hour to get there. And we're leaving. She's like, "Oh, you could come back to my house." I'm like, there's an ice cream place right down the street. I was like, I'm going to get an ice cream and driving home. I have an hour ride home. She's like, "You can get dessert back at my house." And I literally turned to her and said, word for word, I was like, if I wanted seafood, I would have ordered it from the restaurant. Got in my car and I left. She was disgusting. I knew her. She's disgusting. She's a whore. Anyways.
Yeah, you
I still had to pay for dinner.
Despicable stood up, pissed on her, and went to get ice cream. I mean, that's what you
That's
did.
true. I should have done that. I would have felt more satisfied having my ice cream. The most satisfying thing was sitting, having my ice cream, and seeing her car drive by, and like I had my headlights still on, so I could see like her face, and she's like staring into my car, and I'm just smiling, eating my ice cream.
That's what you like, just lick the cone, very like stick it down.
You already know. I tried to inject that whole cone into my throat. Like, this is
but
what
then
you
she's gonna be like, "Oh, that's why I didn't come back."
That's also true.
Woman.
It's a good thing you weren't at that bar that Jim was at when you did that.
Hey, be nice. Last bar I was at, you were standing like right next to me, so you better shush.
Uh-oh.
What is she gonna do about it?
Was that a bar?
But so like,
what's that?
That was a bar?
Peppers.
Oh.
That was a bar.
Right, that's correct.
Yeah.
We were standing against it. They were giving us alcohol. I assume that's what a bar is, yeah.
Fair guess.
I guess. I don't know. It's around here. The town is like, everybody thinks we're much more eloquent and high class than we actually are.
That's Boston.
Upper class, high society.
I always
That's
like
Boston.
it.
Listen to me talk.
Hello, we want to consider
God,
ourselves
skiffed.
mainline
It's a
of
ballroom
Philadelphia.
notoriety.
Oh, like Overbrook?
Yeah.
I'm convinced Boston is just Philly and Philly is just Boston at this point.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Like, we all hate it here.
Where all the shit happened, and now
Hey, we
everybody ignores
got Ben Franklin on the trade.
Yeah, there you go.
Plus 2 loaves of bread.
Yeah.
Great. Shouts to Ben. We have Sam Adams, baby.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, you guys have.
Well, we have that important thing, electricity.
He was a brewer and a patriot.
We don't live in the 50s. We have electricity.
Ben Franklin discovered electricity. We own it.
He didn't discover.
He discovered it, Jim. Shut the fuck up.
And we got the fucking Liberty Bell, too.
Ooh, you got us there. I don't know what we would have to counter that.
He didn't do anything.
We have Fenway Park, I guess.
That's where Boston falls down. It's like so much shit in the Revolution happened there and in Philly. But like Philly's got all the shit. Like we have all the swag. Like the Liberty Bell and Franklin and the fucking kite.
Well, it was the capital for a while.
Yeah, I know. But it's
There's
like
Jim's picture.
There you go. But you think of like all the shit that happened in Boston, it's like other than like,
a tea party.
It tastes like rough
tea party?
Like tea.
Tea party. The tea party.
Like, you guys gotta market shit. Like every time when we were kids, they took us to Philly. We all came back with like little fucking brass Liberty Bells and shit.
There's nothing here. There's literally nothing here but misery. Like everyone hates each other. Like we all get on the train, no one says hello to each other. Like we all just are miserable people.
You bastard.
Literally. Except I can't even fake the accent, so I just get on and I'm like, please get the fuck out of my way.
Yeah, here it's funny because like I remember one time there was somebody's friend from Dallas and wanted to see Philly, so we took her down to South Street, which is like it was back in the day. It was like boutiques and bars and stuff. So I don't know what. What's that? Oh yeah, I know. So we took her down there real quick just to show her the city before we took her to the airport. And the first thing you notice about Philly is when you get out, out of the bus, train, car, whatever, it smells like piss.
Oh.
We were just like making fun of the city. We were kind of being a little self-deprecating, like joking around. Oh my God, she thought we were the biggest assholes in the universe. Like we were so negative. And we're like, welcome to Philly, baby.
Try living here.
Yeah, we're just being silly about it. Like, I mean, since I could drive, before I could drive, when I learned how the fucking train worked, we were down there all the time. Like every weekend we'd go down. It's like, yeah,
it's easier to learn the train.
It's a weird fucking place.
I'm so convinced now. It's just literally the cities are the fucking same. Like we all fucking hate it here.
Like I remember when I went to Paris, I walked around Paris and like we were there with like students and like we love walking around with you. You're like fearless. I'm like, you think this is scary? Bunch of pervy Arabs and French people? This is nothing.
No one's asking me for money. It's great.
It's France. I'll throw a franc at them. They'll surrender.
Literally.
Fuck.
Look at him funny and they'll be like, okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What did Frank do that you're going to throw him?
Pissed me. He became currency. Like the weirdest thing I think I ever saw there. Well, one of the weirdest things I saw there, I saw a bum stand up, piss on everything he owned, and lay back down and fall asleep on it. And I'm like,
no.
Yeah.
Well, so nobody would take it on him.
Well, we have classier bums in Philly. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, seriously, I don't think they're pissing on the. Well,
they don't piss on their own stuff.
Yeah,
they'll
that's
piss
fine.
On you if you bother them too much and you don't move quick enough.
It's true. My favorite part, I had a. What's that?
He probably pissed himself so much the smell of piss didn't bother him, so he pissed on his own stuff so nobody would steal it.
I mean, that's what I was thinking.
Dude, this guy stood up, stretched, turned, dropped trowel, pissed all over. I mean, like, just whizzed all over his blankets. Stretched again, laid right back down. And I was like, well, bravo.
Warm.
Ew.
Don't know what else to say. Bravo.
I guess.
Huh?
Or like
should have said, oui, monsieur.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
It's disgusting. I would be so disgusted.
He was on the other side of the tracks. I didn't care. If he's on my side, I would have walked over.
Them people from the other side of the tracks just piss on their blankets.
Damn right. And they're on the other side of the track, so we don't care.
Before I knew enough French to say "fuck you," I would just pretend I was British. That annoyed the hell out of them. And when I finally figured out how to
Great
say
defense
you,
mechanism, though.
No. All right, we got about a minute before we're going to be kicked off. So.
Oh shit! So check out the P Word. Check out the Wrap It Up podcast when you can.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
I still need to get. I need to get both of you guys on now.
Yeah, I got to get stuff over to you. I know that. I've been fucking lazy.
Hello.
I think we follow each other on Instagram, so we'll just set up a Zoom call and then we'll go from there.
All right, cool. Yeah, absolutely.
Perfect.
In the gut, and then I would punch you right in your mouth.
So.
Thank you.
Old school. You guys are off this week for the holiday.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Happy holidays.
And so, what? Not this Friday, but next Friday, you'll be at Pepper's in King of Prussia.
Yes.
No. King of Prussia Diner. Holy
King of.
fuck.
Oh, we did it again.
God damn, I suck. Might be all these empty things in front of me, but yes, King of Prussia Diner in King of Prussia, Pennsylvania. Be there or don't.
It's original.
Yeah. Well, you know what are you gonna do? But it will. Yeah, trying to think about it.
Look it up.
But no, I know what he's giggling about. Dirty bastard. But
brutal name. It's a brutal name, dude.
But all right, yeah. I guess we will crank it down from here because they're gonna boot us off because podcasters thieving bastards with our money and won't let us stay on for more than 2 hours. So we will clean up and make sure our wives haven't divorced just yet, and we'll try and do it again next Tuesday.
And we will talk to you soon. Peace.
We'll do, man. All right, talk to Brooks. Thanks for coming by, Doc.
Absolutely, I'll be in touch about our interview.
All right, guys. Have a good night. Have a good holiday.
Yeah. Touch it.
You'll die.
Touch it.
Yeah.
Touch it.
See you, Doc.
Touch it.